So, Dobsters, Dob Marleys. Going to talk about our leads today. This is recorded on Monday, so it's before the Bears-Vikings game. Go Bears, bear down. But we're just gonna go over leagues and kind of what happened. So, in our first league, it's called the Challenge. I'm up by 2 points. I have Roma Dunze left, and he has Aaron Jones left. I didn't really fuck up on any of my lineups. Like, there's no one that was like I should have definitely played him, or like the points were like so beyond repair. But I do need linebackers because I got shellacked with linebackers. Like I didn't even like come close. Bijan Robinson was my only breakout player with 21.40 points. And then the other guy kind of had a mess up, but I mean, I don't blame him. He had Travis Etienne on the bench and Javonte Williams on the bench. I wouldn't have started them either. Both of them. Javonte, not so much. He just got the 2 touchdowns, but Travis Etienne had over 100 yards, which is crazy. So that's being the challenge. You want to do your challenge?
Yeah, so I mean, our game's over. There's nothing that could save me or help him in tonight's game. I ended up losing 159 to 164. Pretty close game. A lot of my rookies actually showed out. Like Emeka Buka got me 21 points. I know he's not a rookie, but Keon Coleman got me 21 points. Justin Herbert got me 31. I feel like I did play everybody that scored the most on my team. The only person I could have really changed was a kicker. And sadly, I probably would have won because my backup kicker got 10 points and I started a kicker with 2 points. But it was that, and I did start him in several leagues just because I know Chris Godwin was injured. I started Kate Otten, and he got me a goose egg in like 2 leagues, so I'm very upset with him. But yeah, I mean, besides the kicking aspect, there's nothing I could have really done to really change this. I got lucky, started all the right people. Quarterback did well. I started 3 running backs. It was Zach Charbonnet, R.J. Harvey, and Chuba Hubbard, and they all got pretty decent points. R.J. Harvey saved me with 1 big run. I think he showed he had 6 carries, 70 yards, and 1 carry was I think like a 50-yarder. So that definitely helped. Like I said, got a big goose egg from my my tight end and 2 points from my kicker. He was talking about his linebackers. My linebackers did pretty well. I had weirdly my best one, which got like 10 tackles every game last year, got me the lead. So it was 4.5, and then I got 7.5 and 6.
Which linebackers?
Jermaine Sherwood, Jets linebacker. But yeah, everybody on my bench did not score, so I did start the right people. But just a sad way to end the day. I thought I was going to beat this team, and he's probably one of the top teams in the league, and I was really hoping I could take him down, and I failed.
You did score 1 and 2 in the league too.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody's going to catch you
guys. Yeah. He had the most points with 164, and I had the second with 159.60. Yeah. So heartbreaker. But I guess did you want to go over anything else, or do you want to go to the other?
I'll go champions. All right. So in champions, I'm down by 14 points. I only have Jaquan Brisker left, and he has no one. Once again, my linebackers got shellacked. This time it was like a huge total. His linebacker scored 27 points to my 9.50. So there's 14 points right there. And then I messed up with not putting Quentin Johnson in. I left him on the bench, but oh well. The only one I was like considering beforehand, but I wasn't going to do it was Cooper Kupp. And that was the only one that I would switch out for Quentin Johnson anyway. Did have 3 breakout players. For breakout players, I'm going like 20 points plus. That's pretty high. So Jaden Daniels got 22.45. Emeka Buka got 21.16. Zay Flowers got 24.60. That dude had Bijan in this league with 21.40, Debo with 19.10, and Garrett Wilson with 19 points. So it's fairly pretty even, just the linebackers. And then he did mess up. He had Daniel Jones on the bench. We would start him over Burrow. So, yeah, I don't blame him for that. So Burrow. Yeah. But those linebackers are killing me, and that's the reason why I might lose the challenge, and then the reason why I lost champions, because of stupid linebackers.
All right, well, mine's going to be very brief in this one, because my team is just pretty dog shit. Been rebuilding for like 2 years. Started kind of from scratch. But I lost. I'm expecting to lose most of my games. Sadly, I went up against the team that had the first overall pick last year, which I thought should have been mine. But yeah, he's outscored me by 7 right now, and he has 3 players left, I believe. So he's just gonna walk away with it. Um, no real big time players on mine. Michael Penix. He had 27 for me. That was my highest scoring person. Other than that, everybody had below 10 besides Marvin Jones Jr. Yep, even Omarion Hampton only got me 7. So my linebackers did okay. I had one with 9.5 and one with 7, one with 3.5. But yeah, I don't really have much to say about this league right now. Hopefully I can improve my own teams. Most of it's been my fault. Just getting too little crazy with some trades a couple of years back and just coming to bite me in the ass now.
Been through that.
Yeah. You live in North. I guess I mean, it wouldn't have mattered. I would have lost still, but I could have started Keishon Butte. He got almost 14 points. He would have outscored my other 2 receivers that I started. And honestly, maybe Harold Fannin Jr., because I believe I started once again, Kate Otten. Let me double check that. I could be wrong. Yep, 0. So, yeah. Goose egg Otten. But yeah, other than that, everybody else still did pretty terribly for my team, even on my bench, so I don't think it would have mattered much. So yeah, in this league, I'm just ready for the draft next year.
Just gotta play it along.
Yeah, just gotta bite my teeth and grind through this season.
All right, and then I have one more league. I think he has 2. I don't know if he's going to go over the other one. But our friend Evans, his league, the dynasty that it was like, we didn't get to start too many of our bench players. It would have helped. Yeah, I would.
If we had another flex position, maybe.
But anyway, I'm down 40 points. I have Rome Dunze left. Yeah, I got him there. He has no one left. Once again, funny enough, the IDP killed me. The only IDP. His IDP score was Travion Walker. He scored 34.60, and mine was.
You got a touchdown?
I'm sorry. He had Miles Garrett. Okay. He had Miles Garrett, who had 34.6. He had like 2 sacks, quite a few tackles for loss, and 5 tackles. And then I had Travion Walker, who had 2.25 points.
You said he had 30?
He had 34.60.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, IDP scored a lot. I'm pretty sure you scored a lot for your IDP.
I had 15 though.
Oh, never mind. That's not
mine was all tackles. I had 12 solo.
Maybe it has to be sacks.
I guess so. That's why I was like, did he get a touchdown?
In this league, I need running backs, and obviously in IDP, my running backs were Tank Bigsby and Travion Henderson. They didn't do as well. Bigsby didn't even get the ball. I'm going to talk about him later.
Very surprising.
It is surprising. His running backs outscored mine 36 points to 10.30. So that's always fun. Once again, IDP and linebackers, I guess I need to work on those. I'm not the IDP team. So, we'll just go on from there.
We got to talk to James about IDP.
He had like 7 on this team.
Yeah, that was the auto draft guy we were making fun of last week.
That's the guy that beat me because he had 3.
Oh, really? Yeah, you played James.
Yeah. With Miles Garrett.
All right. I'll go over my team in this league as well. Currently, I am winning by a little over 30 points. I'm still a little scared because I don't have anybody left. He has Justin Jefferson, so I mean, if Justin Jefferson gets a couple sacks in this league, he might score 30 points. Yeah. So I'm not really. I don't feel safe with this league basically because I'm not sure what JJ McCarthy is going to be. Justin Jefferson's crazy good at his position, but I did. Like the rest of the leagues, I feel like I did start all the right people. There's not too many people that outscored me from my bench. Funny, it's kind of funny. One person on my taxi squad almost got 10 points though, so maybe I'll give him a little boost. But I started Jordan Love. He got me 23. I just rounded up his 0.20 away. And then I started the 3 running backs in this league. I thought I did. Sorry, I lied. I started 2 running backs. It was Kyron Williams, he got me 15, and Chuba Hubbard, he got me 18. CD Lamb, I started, he got me 26. Brian Thomas was one of my lower scorers. Honestly, he got that rushing touchdown. It saved me 4 points because he probably would have got 2. But he got 9.5 in this league. Travis Kelce, which I'm going to talk about later, he got 14.70. Kind of the same thing with Brian Thomas. He got 1 long touchdown that kind of the end of the game saved me. Devontae Adams had 11, and my defensive player, Jordan Cooper, got me 15. So still, hopefully I can win this one because honestly, if I lose this, I'll probably go 0-4 in fantasy in week 1, which is not a great way to start it off. So
Not great at
hoping for Justin Jefferson at least to get lower than 28, so I feel a little safe.
I think it's possible. Jalen Johnson usually does his job, and I'm assuming that we're going to put Jaquan Brisker over the top, but you never know.
Yeah. And then I'm in one other league, which I did lose that one. I'll just go over something pretty quickly just because it really made me annoyed by it. So,
K-Dot.
No, not K-Dot this time. In the offseason, I traded Jalen Hurts for Joe Burrow, and I gave him Chris Olave as well. So, super flex, so quarterbacks are worth a little bit more. Joe Burrow just really screwed me over. Because I wasn't even going against a great team. He doesn't even have quarterbacks in a super flex. I mean, Derrick Henry and he has other good players. But I lost by not even close. It was I think I lost by 32. And both my quarterbacks combined didn't outscore Derrick Henry. So I was very upset with Joe Burrow, and I'm very upset with the Bengals, even though they won. But that's all I really have in that league because most of my players didn't do much.
So I'm going to go over some surprising and interesting snap shares for this week. Just went through it very quickly. So Arizona, James Conner and Trey Benson had a pretty even split, more than I thought. It was 43 plays to 22 plays in favor of James Conner, 65% to 33%. On Atlanta, Casey Washington, I know Darnell Mooney was out, but he played 72 snaps and was on the field 95% of the time. I mean, that's pretty good. He's worth a pickup if he'll go over to pickups and whatnot. But I just wanted to do some snap shares. Cincinnati, Mike Gesicki, he had 16 plays only on the field. Looks like 35% of the time, or 31% of the time, and Noah Fant had 26. A newbie Noah Fant.
I'm pretty sure they just extended Mike Gesicki.
And they extended Gesicki, so he didn't get as much playing time as I thought. I assume Noah Fant's better at run blocking because I did notice that Chase Brown had 18 carries.
Yeah, it was a decent amount.
Yeah, he had more than I expected, honestly, for such a low-scoring game. And close game. Cleveland, Harold Fandon Jr. I have him in quite a few leagues. I'm happy about this, but he had 55. He was on the field for 55 snaps, and he had 72% time on the field. And Njoku did have more, so it looks like they're going to 2 tight end sets with Cedric Tillman and Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy dropped quite a few passes, by the way. I don't know if you saw that, but that's pretty normal. So not sure if there's any Jeudy fans out there, but nice. Doing your best. You can only do your best. Denver, Evan Ingram only played 26 snaps, and he was only on the field for 34% of the time. That kind of surprised me since they give him a fairly large contract for Denver, and I would expect Bo Nix to use him more. Green Bay, Jaden Reed, he only had 18 snaps on the field with 38%. They're just kind of working through their receivers. The weird thing was Romeo Doubs was on the field for 71% of the snaps, and they usually don't like Romeo Doubs, so I'm not sure really what happened there.
I don't think Golden got a target.
Golden did get a target. He got 2 receptions for 14 yards, and he was on the field more than Jaden Reed, but less than Romeo Doubs. Houston, this was kind of weird, and I was thinking about Cade Stover for a sleeper. He got more snaps than I expected. He split it with Dalton Schultz. He was on the field for 36 snaps at 57%, and Dalton Schultz was on the field for 34 snaps at 51%. I did not think it was going to be even. I thought Dalton Schultz, because I think he got extended last year, maybe this year. It wasn't too much, but still.
I will kind of add something to that one. And one might be a little bit misleading just for this game because, I mean, I'm a Rams fan, so I watched the game.
Yeah.
It seemed like the Texans' offense was to not let our defensive line affect the game. So most of the game was quick passes, like where our edges couldn't even get back there before the ball was out. So he might have been in there just to throw some extra blocks or just run quick routes with Schultz. So that one could be a little disguised.
But still had 3 sacks too.
Yeah, but yeah. So
all right, and then Jacksonville, Tank Bigsby, 14 times on the field at 21%. I guess they used a hot hand with Travis Etienne since he had like 14 carries for 130 something yards. But I don't know. I was kind of surprised like that. I thought that was going to be at least half a share, and that was just that was bad. New England, I kind of expected Travion Henderson to have a bigger impact or more plays on the field. He was at on the field 25 times at 35% snap share, and Ramondre Stevenson was on the field for 46 snaps at 65%. I thought it was going to be a little bit more even, but guess not. And another one that surprised me was Stephon Diggs, who was on the field for 29 snaps at 41%. Not sure if they were just running more, so they put Diggs on the bench and then had somebody who could block more for receivers. Not sure what's going on there because Mac Hollins, I know he's a good blocker. He was on the field for 40 snaps for 56% more than Stephon Diggs, so that was kind of surprising. For Pittsburgh, the running back room did not go as expected. So first of all, I expect Jalen Warren to get most of the snaps and then Caleb Johnson come in, but they went opposite. Kenneth Gainwell was on the field for 30 snaps at 54%. Warren was on the field for 25 snaps at 45%, and Caleb Johnson only had 2 snaps at 4%. I know Mike Tomlin's a little old school, so that's probably what he's doing with the rookie. But still, with Kenneth Gainwell, Jalen Warren, that kind of surprised me. I didn't expect that. I did actually pick Kenneth Gainwell in like a last minute thing, probably like Saturday, but I didn't expect him to get that much. I just kind of picked him up because Tyler Bass was on IR at the last minute. The hell, Buffalo. And then the tight end room kind of surprised me in a way in which it was more even than I thought. Jonnu Smith was on the field for 37 snaps at 57%. Pat Freiermuth was on the field at 28 snaps for 50% of the snaps. And Darnell Washington was on the field for 26 snaps at 46%. Seeing Washington there, and if he was going to get more snaps, I would actually expect him to get more receptions. Big target, especially in the red zone. I expected Aaron Rodgers to throw to him more, but it looked like Jonnu was more of the go-to guy, which kind of surprised me. 2 more. Seattle. I'm surprised, but Zach Charbonnet actually outcarried and outperformed, but also was on the field more at 30 plays at 58%, and Kenneth Walker was on the field for 21 snaps at 40%. And then, did you want to add something?
Oh, I was going to say, he did miss like a quarter, though. He got injured.
Charbonnet or Walker?
Ken Walker.
Okay, that makes more sense. And then finally, San Francisco, Brian Robinson Jr. only had 18 plays at 24%. I guess typical Kyle Shanahan putting Christian McCaffrey on the field, even though he's injured. Whatever, like not my team. San Francisco can go away, whatever. But I expected Brian Robinson, since they traded for him, to have more carries or more time on the field than 24% in 18 snaps. One more thing I want to go over is top 5 quarterbacks who scored this week. Josh Allen had 42.70. Daniel Jones, don't know where that came from, 32.20. He did snake 2 rushing touchdowns from Jonathan Taylor, though, so that added to it.
Or Giddens.
Or Giddens. Giddens did have 12 carries.
I was going to say, I think he almost had about 50.
That was crazy. Justin Fields, don't know what happened there. 31.70 yards, and it really wasn't that mostly that rushing. It was he did pass for 210 yards. That was like a career high coming from the Bears fan. Like, didn't expect that. That was usually like 70 to 80 more passing yards than he has. His rushing was normal, 48 yards, 2 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson, 31.45 points. And then finally at number 5, Justin Herbert with 31.10 points. Top 5 running backs this week was Derrick Henry at 28.70 points, Bijan Robinson at 21.40 points, Javonte Williams at 19.40 points, James Cook at 18.70 points, and Christian McCaffrey at 18.70 points. For receivers, Zay Flowers was number 1 at 24.60 points. Quentin Johnson was 22.40 points. Emeka Ibuka at 21.60 points. Keon Coleman at 21.20 points. And Debo Samuel at 19.10 points. I did expect Debo Samuel to have like a pretty good year because that's what Jade Daniels sees as someone underneath, and Debo Samuel ran a lot of underneath routes, and that's how he got the points. And I kind of expect that going forward, that Debo Samuel will have like this kind of year. I wouldn't expect him to blow up and have like an 1,000-yard season or whatever, but his normal I think he had like 70 to 80 receiving yards. I expect that. Tight ends were very low. Brock Bowers was number 1 with 12.80 points. Dalton Kincaid had 12.50 points. Travis Kelce had 11.70 points. Jawan Johnson had 11.60 points. And number 5, Tyler Warren had 11.40 points. Good for that guy. He did get a lot of receptions than I expected.
And right at number 6, K. Dotton was 0.
And right at number 6, K. Dotton was 0. All right, go ahead.
I did write this down. Most of it is kind of typical just because of the star wide receivers, but there were 2 to 3 interesting names to me. So this is just the most targets as of right now through week 1, so it could obviously change after the Monday night game. But the most targeted receiver was Hollywood Brown. He had 16 targets.
Oh, 16?
Yeah, 16 with 10 catches and 99. Actually, it's kind of funny. None of these receivers in the list had a touchdown. But anyways, he had 16 targets, 10 catches, 99 yards. 2 was Drake London, which is crazy because he didn't play the entire fourth quarter, I'm pretty sure. But he had 15 targets, 8 catches, 55 yards. Number 3 was C.D. Lamb, 13 targets, 7 catches, 110 yards. Chris Olave was tied for a third. He had 13 catches as well, or targets, sorry. 13 targets, 7 catches, 54 yards. JSN had 13 targets, 9 catches, 124 yards. Malik Neighbors had 12 catches. Sorry, keep saying catches. 12 targets, 5 catches, 71 yards. Jawan Johnson, which was one of the more surprising names on any of the lists so far. He had 11 targets, 8 catches, 76 yards, and Puka Nacua was 8th with 11 targets, 10 catches, 130 yards.
Yeah, Spencer Rattler threw 46 times.
I'm just wondering if the Saints don't even like. All right, well, sorry, Saints fans, but we all know the Saints aren't going to do that well this year. So I don't even. Maybe they're just trying to see what they have at quarterbacks before they try to draft one next year, which they probably will.
Yeah.
All right.
And then one more thing, JSN had 124 out of Sam Darnold's 100.
Oh yeah, that's going to be in my disappointing category, but that's later.
Yeah.
All right. So the next little category we did was just waiver wire pickups. Honestly, it was a little. It's kind of misleading, honestly, for this one, for me at least, because all the leagues that we're in are dynasty, so the pool is not deep. It's very bottom of the barrel people. Even the new one we did, which there were just too many rounds, so there's the free agent pool still pretty shallow in that. So I did do a yearly league with one of my old places I used to work at. So these are just examples of who would be in the free agent pool in this one. Obviously, they're going to be all different for other leagues. There was still a good amount of quarterbacks that actually produced. Daniel Jones was there, Geno Smith was in there, Michael Penix was in there, and Aaron Rodgers. So if you need a backup quarterback or a starter week 1, there should be a couple of them. Oh, sorry. We'll go back a little bit. This is only a 10-man league, so it's not that deep. Wide receivers were a little bit tougher. There was Quentin Johnston in there, so I might pick him up. Calvin Austin was in there, which he had. I didn't write it down, but I know he had a lot of targets and he got one of the touchdowns. Wandale Robinson, he ended up finishing with 12 points. Demario Douglas finished with 8 points. I only wrote that down because he had a funny stat line. He had 7 targets, -2 receiving yards, and 1 touchdown, and 2 catches out of those 7 targets. I just thought it was really funny. But it seems like maybe the better, more targeted Patriots receiver, Keyshawn Boutte, was in there, and he had 6 catches, 103 yards.
Oh,
yeah, 21 points.
That's crazy.
Crazy, right? Yeah, so there's still like a decent amount of talent. I didn't write the tight ends down. There was quite a few of them still, so I just wrote down a lot of tight ends still available. So Yeah, if you're in the yearly leagues, I would just check that free agent pool because there's still a decent amount of talent if you're not running like a 14-plus man league. Dynasty wise, you're kind of just scraping by, hoping someone kind of breaks out.
Except for linebackers. I got
yeah, linebackers. I guess you can make some trades.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess besides defensive players or maybe kicker, those pools I assume were going to be really shallow. Maybe another video, maybe after the Monday night, we can maybe do a video where we deep dive into like scraping by barrel the bottom of the barrel players.
Yeah. We didn't want to do a drop one either because it's week 1. You can't freak out after week
No,
1.
yeah.
I'd say
maybe Kate Otten. I might drop him
for regular league, yeah. But for like I'd say week 3 would be about the time after week 3 where you start panicking to see if like your player's just not holding up. If Kate Otten goes another 2 mistakes, then yeah, probably. But yeah, we'll wait for the drop list later. So I'm gonna go over a little bit. I did mine a little bit differently than I think he did. So I'm gonna go over people who killed it. I did quarterback, running back, receiver, and tight end, and then one honorable mention for each one too. So one that killed it for me was surprisingly was Justin Fields. 16 of 22 for 218, 1 touchdown, no picks, 12 rush for 48 yards and 2 touchdowns. Regardless of the rushing. Regardless of the rushing, the 16 to 22 is very efficient. He was never that efficient when he was on Chicago, and the 218 yards is a lot of yards. I think Garrett Wilson only had like 70 of those, so he must have been hitting up like Mason Taylor or
I think he finished 99.
99, still like 102, 120 plus from somebody else. That's pretty good. An honorable mention for me is Daniel Jones. Came out of nowhere as well. I always thought that Indy had good receivers anyway, like at least a good core around him. And Daniel Jones was just finding them everywhere, especially Tyler Warren added to that. But he was 22 of 29 for 272, 1 touchdown, no picks, and then 7 rushes, 26 yards with 2 touchdowns. Both of them, like I said, kind of vultured those touchdowns getting down the field with the running backs, but still pretty good. At running back, Travis Etienne, 16 for 143 plus 3 receptions and 13 yards on 3 targets. That's what I wanted from him a year prior, and they kind of just gave up on him. So maybe he's back in the fling. I don't know. Tank Bigsby's not getting carries or on the field, so we'll see from there. An honorable mention: Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, 10 rush for 82 yards and a touchdown. He had 1 target but didn't catch it. That was actually kind of surprising to me. I know they don't really have running backs. Austin Eckler's there, but I still don't expect Washington to establish the run going forward, but who knows? Maybe Krosky-Merritt is that guy. We'll never know. We'll find out eventually. For receiver, I have Emeka Egbuka just because he's a rookie. I expected a lot from him, but like it's very high on him. And I'm surprised that he actually, carried it out. 4 receptions for 67 yards, 2 touchdowns on 6 targets, and he also added a rush for 9 yards. An honorable mention, Keon Coleman, didn't expect that. 8 catches to 112 yards, 1 touchdown, and 11 targets. 11 targets was huge. Didn't expect that either. And then another Buffalo player for tight ends, Dalton Kincaid. He had 4 for 48, 1 touchdown, and 4 targets. A lot better than he did last year. And then an honorable mention, and I'm glad I drafted him in a lot of leagues, is Harold Fannin Jr. with 7 catches for 63 yards on 9 targets, and he even added a rush for 3 yards. Look at these teams rushing their tight ends.
I don't know. It's weird. Maybe it's just week 1. Yeah, I'm just trying out some new stuff.
The funny thing about Harold Fannin, though, is he did have rushing yards in college. So maybe
Bowling Green.
Yeah.
What else they can do?
Yeah, they used him a lot for a lot of things.
Eric Green, keep him on there.
Go ahead, I'll do the who did bad after done with
All right. Well, I'll start opposite because I want to end on my positives. All right, so I'll go. I just did it as 3 people or topics that impressed and 3 that disappointed. And fun. It's kind of funny because we'll talk about 2 of the same people. All right, so for the disappointed, I do feel bad kind of putting one of them in here because he did get injured. But I put, where did the tight ends go? Because like he said in his little review, Brock Bowers is the only one that really scored anything. And especially I put old tight ends. I know they're older, but Travis Kelce and George Kittle, they both got touchdowns, and I feel like that's saved it. And I do feel bad because George Kittle did get hurt. Hopefully he comes back soon. But they have a total of 6 catches, 74 yards. And I do not think that's acceptable for what they get paid, and especially with Travis Kelce, since all their receivers are injured or suspended, or who else knows? Just not good dropping balls.
Doing TikToks.
Yeah. So Travis Kelce, I mean, maybe this is just on me. Maybe I'm just thinking like of the name over actuality, but I feel like he should be getting like 12 targets a game. Like maybe he just is losing a step. Maybe they're just. I mean, Derwin James is a good D-back or DB, so maybe he was just blanketing him. But for Travis Kelce to get only 4 targets, 2 catches, 47 yards, and the touchdown was, I think, 41 yards. Yeah. So the other catch was 6. I don't think this is acceptable. So I'm disappointed. And my other one is more of a group. So I just put star players. Big disappointment. I am disappointed in St. Brown. He had 4 catches for 45 yards. Disappointed in Tyreek Hill. 4 catches, 40 yards. I'm disappointed in T. Higgins. He only had 3 catches, 33 yards. I did put Jahmyr Gibbs in here. I know fantasy-wise he probably got a lot just because he got 10 receptions, but he had a total of 50 yards. So he had 10 receptions for 31 yards and 9 rushes for 19. That's not acceptable. They got a good line. They have receivers that keep the box a little emptier. They have the 2 running backs, a good tight end, decent quarterback.
The Packers don't even have Jair Alexander. I didn't watch the game, so I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I don't feel like they had a good enough defense, and their defense stepped up, obviously.
Yeah. So, beat down on but yeah.
Crazy. Maybe it's home field advantage.
Yeah, maybe. So Gibbs, you got to step up a little bit more.
Yeah, you do.
We all know what happened on that Friday. So A.J. Brown, 1 catch, 9 yards, already reading his book. He needs to step up. I mean, I know some of the times when you're a receiver, it's not really in your control. You have to get the ball thrown towards you. But we got more people. We got Jamar Chase, 2 catches, 26 yards. That's insane since he's in everybody's redraft. Doesn't matter if it's dynasty or whatever. He's always probably going to be the 1st or 2nd overall pick.
Yeah.
Insane. And I feel bad for people that tried to trade for him or did trade for him. And then this is what you get out of week 1. The next 2, I'm going to go a little bit lighter. This is still in my star category. I'll go a little bit lighter. One was an injury, and he did get a lot of targets. Well, both of them. Drake London and Malik Neighbors. I know Malik Neighbors, you don't have the best quarterback, but you did it last year. Do it again. Drake London, you get a lot of targets, dude. Catch those balls. I don't know if any of them were drops, but you were not catching them because what
a couple of them were drops.
Yeah, I forgot what I said earlier. I think he had 15 targets.
Yeah, 15 targets.
I don't know how many catches he got, but he only had like 55 yards. Do better. And the last one I did write down, I don't consider him a star. I just wrote him down because he just got a big contract before the game started. And that was Jameson Williams. He just got that, what was it, $83 million contract?
3 years.
And he had 4 catches, 23 yards. Do better. And my last one is an actual player. It's not a category. But my last disappointed one is Sam Darnold. It's not the greatest way to start your next chapter in the NFL. You had a great season with the Vikings. Most quarterbacks do. A lot of people are rooting for him. He seems like a nice guy. Everybody likes the comeback stories. Like Baker Mayfield, I feel like that's half of a lot of people like him. This is just a nice little comeback story. But, man, he threw 150 yards. And what was that? 124 was to JSN. Really good for JSN. I wanted to put him in my impressed category, but Sam Darnold was so bad I could not put him in the impressed category. So Sam Darnold, you better step up because I wouldn't be surprised if you keep playing like this and losing. I know it was a close game still, but you have good receivers. You got 2 good running backs. I will say this, your line sucks. Your defense isn't that great, but you got paid. And show the Seahawks why you got paid, why you're the next man up. But I feel like if you don't step up by your bye week, they might just throw Jalen Milrow out there. So
he did get a rush, I think, too.
So do better, Sam Darnold.
Right. Yep, the ones that shit the bed for me. Joe Burrow, I'm going to call him out. Bengals and Lions, just in general. Like,
Cats.
What do you guys do?
And Panthers. Jaguars. They all.
Joe Burrow, 14 of 23. First of all, why is Joe Burrow only throwing 23 times? Just curious. And then 113 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks, and then 2 rush and 3 yards. I did want to do an honorable mention of Jared Goff. Okay, so he's efficient, 31 and 39, 225 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. But he has everything around him. There's no reason for him to
be a mid-tier quarterback.
Yeah, be a mid-tier quarterback. So maybe it's the Ben Johnson effect. We'll see. We're going to see tonight, obviously. But yeah, that Jahmyr Gibbs we already went over. The 10 targets, 10 targets and 10 receptions for 31 yards. That's what is that? 10 for 31? Like, were they just like doing screens? Was he just running across the middle and they're like just dumping it off? Like, what's going on? Did they lose their magic of like getting players open in the middle of the field? Like, where's Amon Ra at? I don't know. I didn't unfortunately watch the Lions and Packers game, but I'll look for them next week to see what happened. Honorable mention, Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving had 14 carries for 37 yards, 4 receptions for 8 yards, and 1 touchdown. That's not good enough for Bucky Irving. I felt like he was getting pretty stuffed at the line. He would make his 1 cuts and they looked incredible, but 14 carries for 37 yards just ain't gonna cut it. I understand it's a rival between Atlanta and them, but Bucky should have went off in that game. Brian Thomas Jr., 1 catch, 11 yards on 7 targets. 7 targets, and he has 1 catch. Not good. He did have the 1 rush for 9 yards and the touchdown. Honorable mention, like he had said, T. Higgins, 3 receptions for 33 yards on 4 targets. What are we doing with Joe Burrow? Why are we only passing it 23 times? I don't know. That's just crazy. David Njoku, 3 receptions for 37 yards on 6 targets. Harold Fannin did better, and I felt like Njoku should have stepped up. Cedric Tillman did better, and like Njoku just didn't do anything. Another one that I did not like, and I was surprised, and I mentioned earlier, Evan Ingram, 3 receptions for 21 yards on 4 targets. He only got 4 targets.
I saw he got injured as well, though.
Wait, quarter?
I'm not sure of the quarter. I just saw he was on the injury report.
All right, well, maybe. We'll see about you, Evan.
Honorable mention, Evan.
Yeah, honorable mention, Evan Ingram. But yeah, that's all we got for today.
Oh, I got mine.
Okay.
I think. Well, one, I'd like to make a comment on your thing because it's funny to me that the scores are pretty similar, and Joe Burrow threw 24 less times than Spencer Rattler. The scores were about the same. All right, but I only wrote down 3, but 3 things that really impressed me on week 1, not counting Monday Night Football. I did Ja'Cory Crosby-Merritt as one of them.
Sure.
He said, he had 10 rushes, 82 yards and a touchdown, 1 target thrown to him. He didn't catch it. But I felt like the plays that he was in, the offense just looked like it was running a lot smoother.
That's true.
He's a late-round rookie, and, people were kind of telling us about him in preseason and camp and stuff like that, good reports. But he seems like to have a lot of good confidence with him. Like, he's very smooth runner, he's very patient. So he might be maybe something to just keep a lookout on. Mm-hmm. He did finish with only 10 rushes, but that was only 1 rush, 1 less rush than the leading rusher, which was Jaden Daniels. He had 11 carries. But at running back, the next running back with the second amount of carries was Eckler with 6. So he's doubled the next running back at least. So that's good for him. So
I expect that to at least continue because I figured they put Austin Eckler there for a receiver.
Yeah. So week 1, hopefully his carries keep going up, but he looked pretty impressive to me. So it's a little stamp of approval for me. Number 2, I did Harold Fannin Jr. He had 7 catches, 63 yards. He had 9 targets on his first game as a rookie. Joe Flacco threw the ball 45 times in the game, which was 23 more than Joe Burrow in the same game. So he threw the ball 45 times. Fannin Jr. on the Browns led all tight ends and receivers and targets, which was pretty crazy. Njoku still had 6 targets, so it seems like I don't know if they're just trying to draw up plays for him because he seems like a speedier tight end. But week 1, number 1 target on the Browns. It's good approval for me, very promising. Hopefully it continues to grow. I hope so. And my last take, I wanted to end on this one because it's going to be a little biased, so we're going to have to travel back a little bit too. So a couple of weeks ago, we did a dynasty break. I didn't want to feel too biased on this, and I gave other people a little bit of flowers. But Puka Nacua had 10 catches, 130 yards. He had 7 first downs in the game. I don't know what more I can say about him. I'm going to move him all the way up to wide receiver 3. So right below Jamar and Justin Jefferson. Sorry, Malik Neighbors and CeeDee Lamb, you got bumped down. The dude, he catches everything. He doesn't drop balls. He's a smooth route runner. He can block. He's got strong hands. He's got good, he can keep his feet in bounds off anything. Devontae, I don't think he struggled. He did drop 2 passes, but he got, I don't know. Personally, I felt like Houston was I'm going to say head hunting, but there was a lot of headshots. Devontae got sandwiched pretty good. He kept his own. Devontae kept coming up. More at the end of the game, seemed like he had to get a little rhythm. I know him and Stafford didn't have too much of a report in offseason since they were injured, or Stafford was injured. But, yeah, Puka just comes out firing on all cylinders every game. He's just a really good team player to have. Very fun to watch. One of the most consistent receivers, honestly. I don't know why a lot of people still kind of sleep on him. I'll see professional people talk about fantasy football, and he's not even top 10, which is crazy to me. Yeah, crazy. They still have all the old names. It's the top 5. Yeah, would be Tyreek and Justin. Nothing against Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. I still have them above Puka just because not only are they great receivers, they're just freak athletes. And Puka's not that. But I don't know. As a Rams fan, I feel like we should talk about Puka more. Puka. But that's all I have for my side.
Yep. That's all we have for today. Tune in next week. We'll probably do the same, around the same thing. We'll try to get you more drops or waiver wire pickups. Stay tuned for Saturday. Week 1 was not a good week for me putting those bets in, but we'll see on
your parlays.
Yeah, we'll see on Saturday for the parlays, and I'll try to I'll tell you who had the in DraftKings also who did the best on who basically won the $1 million prize. It was $5 for $1 million prize. I did finish 42,000 in one of them, so I got $10. So I lost 5 because I did 4 lineups. But we'll go over those for you, and then let us know if you have any comments or if you have anything for us that you want us to go over. Let us know. Peace out.